let us correct your dear child. This was 8A, 9A. I hope I can find it. The suspense is killing me. Anybody? I hope it lasts. Ah, 9A, rocket and or rolling. Number 1, Aaron. 40 and 40. Those would be the other two, 40 and 40. Number 2, Cassandra. $22.33. Number 3, Liv. 18 grams I have. The games I would probably accept one way or the other. Number 4, John. 16 big blue marbles. Number 5, Lauren.
2/3.
Did you say 2/5?
No.
Yes, you should have. 2/5 would be the correct answer there. Madison Sittler, how about number 6?
8 edges.
8 edges. 8 edges. 7, Joseph.
2 over 25 and 0.8.
It's 2 over 25 and 0.08. The big difference between those two. Big difference. Number 8, Autumn.
33.
I have 648 inches cubed. 648 inches cubed. Number 9, Sarah Grace Taylor.
700 inches.
Believe it or not, I have 208 inches squared. No cubes, squares. Number 10, Connor.
18,600,000.
I have 186,000. 186,000. 11, so?
Y equals x times 2.
Yeah, y equals 2x. Or x times 2, but 2x, we just put the number in front of the x, y equals 2x. 12, Emily.
30.
I have 94.2. 94.2. 13, Andrew.
18.84 feet squared.
Believe it or not, I have 28.26. What an unusual thing has happened here. 28.26. 14, Grace. 14, I have the square root of 34. Square root of 34. 15, Maya.
X equals 4 over 7.
4/7, 4 over 7. 16, Chase.
Negative 3x plus negative 6.
Right, which would just be negative 3x minus 6. Plus the negative 6 is subtracting 6. Negative 3x minus 6. Shannon, number 17.
12.
I have 0. 18, Emma.
Negative 2 over 2.
Right, which is 1. Negative 1. 2 over 2 is 1. We simplify that. 19, Layton.
6x to the third power minus 1.
Correct. 6x cubed y squared. And 20, Gianna.
2.
I have 19/12 or 1 and 7/12. 19/12 or 1 and 7/12. Well, I thought that went well. Shall I remind you that you don't have many math grades, so this test tomorrow would be something one would really want to put their best 2 feet forward. Emma,
How do you do number 14?
let us do answers first over problems, and then that will be the first one we'll do when we get there. Joseph?
What was number 2?
2 is $22.33, mostly because my answers to my problems are not on the same page. Sarah Grace Taylor.
7.
7 was 2 over 25 for the fraction and 0.08 as the decimal. Was that yours, Lauren? Just those 2? Nobody could be more excited about doing this review than this person right here. Joseph?
Number 12, is it alright? I don't think this is. But is it alright if I put 94.20 inches?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Generally, though, we don't leave zeros at the end of decimals because they don't help us out a whole lot. Unless it says to round to 2 decimal places. Grace?
the number 13, when you write out your answer, do I have to write a square?
Well, I don't know what 13 asked, 28.26. 13 asked for square feet, so yeah, it has to be in square, whatever, circular thing, square feet. Oof, here we go, and once again, the teacher strongly suggested that you have some sort of piece of paper that you can write yourself, jot yourself some notes for tomorrow's test, because believe it or not, as I heard answers once, maybe more than we got. Ellen Miller, which one was yours again? Fire it off. Ellen. Problem number 14, children. Number 14, let's roll with that. Number 14. Express the length of the hypotenuse of this triangle as an irrational number. Wow. Heaven forbid we go irrational on this. What is an irrational number, ladies and gentlemen? An irrational number, you have two choices with irrational numbers. Either you put the number pi, which is irrational because it doesn't work out, or it is a square root of a number that doesn't work out. The square root of 4 would not be irrational because it works out. The square root of 15, there is no square root of 15 perfectly so. So you know that your answer has to be, if they ask you for this, your answer is going to be the square root of something. And with this, to find the hypotenuse of the triangle, we use everybody's favorite theorem, which is the Pythagorean theorem, and that is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Stop me if this is something we haven't done before, and we'll review it, but I'm pretty sure we've taught this thing here. A's and the b's are the two shorter legs. The c squared is always the hypotenuse, and that's what I don't know. So I go, doesn't matter what you call each one, but 3 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared, 9 plus 25 equals c squared, 34 equals c squared. And what is 34 equals c squared? Well, when you get to this point here, what number times itself gives you 34? You take the square root of this and the square root of this. The square root of c squared is c, and c equals the square root of 34. That is where that answer came from. How many people got that? Oh, a small minority. How many people will get it next time? It's really not terribly complicated. Just know that whatever number this adds up to on tomorrow's, it's the square root of, because it's probably not going to work out. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow's will work, but today didn't. Odds are tomorrow won't. The book is good about keeping consistency there, I think. Wow, just one question? Perfect, I guess. Oh, there's some more. Madison.
Number 9, I was confused because I didn't know if you were supposed to do lateral surface area and total surface area, or just what you were supposed to do in that.
Well, I didn't say lateral surface area. It said surface area, so it's going to be all. Unless it says both sides. If it said just the sides, or if it said lateral surface area, that would be it. Yeah, this would be the whole thing, because on a cereal box, everything's printed. And one way to think about a cereal box, I guess you could think of the net of it, but really when you talk things there, what is it? It's 2 by 7 by what? 10? Probably 10 high, 10 by 2 by 7. You just have to think of what you got here. The front, looks like that. And there are 2 of them because there's a front and back that are identical. And then you have, the skinny right side is a little skinny thing. That's this piece right here. And there's 2 of those. And then you have the bottom, which is the bottom of the cereal box. It's long but narrow. They're short but narrow. And there's 2 of those, top and bottom. So if you're doing it, this would be 7 times 10. This is 7 by 10, so that's 70 times 2, which is 140. This side is what? 2 wide by 10 high, that's 20. 20 times 2 is 40. This is 2 by 7, which is 14 times 2, which is 28. If you add the 40 plus the 28 plus the 140, you are going to get whatever the answer was, correct? Which is what? 182.08? Or wasn't it? Was that not the answer I said? People don't look at me staring, I did say an answer. What problem was this?
9.
Yeah, 208 was the answer. 208 square inches. If it was just lateral surface area, how would it be different? Well, you wouldn't do the top, these two, this would be gone, but. Who's very excited about tomorrow's test? Come on. Thank you, Joseph, for being excited. Yes, sir, Joseph.
How do you do number 10?
Is it on this page?
Yes.
Lucky us. Well, Joseph, it gives you this 1.86 times 10 to the fifth. That's scientific notation, and it just wants you to change that into a normal number that we would use, standard form. Anybody, the simple way to change scientific notation into standard is to, nobody feels this one, Connor?
Count from decimal that many times after
How many times are we talking?
5.
Right, whatever this exponent is how many places I move the decimal to the right. So here's my 1.86. One place, two place gets it to the end of that, and then I have to go 3 more. So 186 with 3 zeros. And I believe I told you, you don't just stick zeros at the end of that 6 and put 5 more zeros and call that the number. No, it's decimals. You're moving decimals. Really, you're multiplying this by a 10 with 5 zeros after it. You're multiplying it by 100,000, which is why you moved it 5 places, because there's 5 zeros. I think we're making some serious progress here. Leighton, Purdue. Wait, are you asking me a question?
Wow.
Wow, the hanometer has almost gone over its banks.
This kind of good.
How about that?
Number
Yes, Leighton, what?
number 13.
Number 13. I love it. Number 13, children. A 6-foot diameter circular table has an area about how many square feet? Well, Leighton, I assume you drew the picture. I assume you put the diameter as being 6 feet. And then it asked you for area. So I assume you wrote the area of a circle formula, which is pi times radius times radius. Yes? And I assume we know the radius, Andrew, is 3, because this is the diameter. So they told you what to use for pi, 3.14 times 3 times 3. And then if I have to do the math, I will do the 3.14 times 9. 36, 3, 12, 1, 27, 28. Leighton, where did we go wrong?
I times 3 times 3.14, and then I added the
Another 3? It's all multiplication and it doesn't matter the order you do it, so do it whichever way is best and easiest for you. Emma Miller.
With number 7, I know how to make it as a decimal, and how do you make it as a fraction?
Great question. Number 7. Wait, you know how to make it as a decimal, but how do you make it as a fraction?
Yeah.
Emma, what does percent mean? What does cent mean?
100, a part of $1.
It's per is a fraction line, per. Cent is 100. 8% is 8 per 100, 8 over 100. And then you just need to reduce that. 4 goes into both of them, so it's 2 over 25. Percent, 8%. Which I think I told you, if you look at the percent symbol, that is really nothing but somebody making 100 in a all mixed up way, because you could just take this little 1 and slide it over here, rotate it a little bit, take the 0, put it down there, the other 0, put it down there, voila, you've got some sort of 100 there. 15. I am 15 going on. I love this. Why? Somebody may be able to know the exact words I'm going to say right now. Anybody? Please. When the hanometer is so high, keep it up there. Anybody know what I'm going to say? All right, I'll say it again. Anytime you have a fraction in front of a letter, to solve you will anytime you have a fraction in the equation in front of a letter, Madison, you huh?
You will divide.
Yes, but dividing is doing what?
Multiplying. If you flip the second.
Thank you. Anytime you have a fraction in front of a letter, don't let it confuse you. You are just going to flip this over and multiply. Because that is divided by fractions. Yes, this is multiplication, but when you divide by a fraction, you flip it over and multiply. Why does that work? Because these both cross off. You're left with the x. Over here, you multiply 2 times 2, you get 4. 7 times 1 is 7. 4 seconds. Connor Morgan.
How do you do number 3?
We just keep drifting back and forth between pages here. Number 3. The teams won, lost. I guess it would be win, lose, 1 lost. Yes, ratio was 3-2. So here you go, Connor. What's it tell you? The won to lost ratio was 3. So there were 3 games won, while there were 2 games that were lost, right?
Yeah.
The team played 30 games without a tie. How many games did the team win? Did we talk about this in ratio box forms? I think that's what we did. You are looking for a ratio. And the ratio looks like this. What are we comparing? We are comparing wins to losses, and then they throw this other one in here where it is a total. This is your ratio, and this is your actual. My win to loss, I wrote over there, was 3-2. Well, if you have 3 games and you have 2 games, how many total games is that? 5. That's my ratio totals. Actually, though, I played 30 games, not just 5, and I can figure anything out from there. How many games did they win? I'm looking for this number right here. How do we do that? Well, you just go like this. How do you go from 5 to 30? You multiply by 6. So 3 times 6 is 18. 2 times 6 would be 12. So there's your games won, there's your games lost.
I forgot to add up the 3 and the 2.
That's usually what happens. Would you get 45?
I didn't really know what to do.
Well, now you've got it down for tomorrow. Bam. Boom, up there. So,
How do I remember
1. Number 1, children. One angle of an isosceles triangle is 100 degrees. I'm guessing this comes into play. So, what do we know about isosceles triangles? First of all, what are they? What is an isosceles triangle? What is an isosceles triangle, Leighton?
It has 2 equal right
Well, 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles. So you've got this. This side and this side are equal. And I believe if we go back to that isosceles triangle thing, we also said if the 2 sides are equal, so are the 2 angles that are opposite. This angle and this angle have to be the same. That's just the way it works with isosceles triangles. One angle is 100 degrees. How do I know that this can't be 100 degrees? Anybody? Why couldn't this one have been 100 degrees?
Because you can only go up to 100.
Right. If this was 100 degrees, that would have to be 100 degrees, and you can't have 200 degrees in a triangle. So you know that a triangle has to equal 180 degrees. I have 100 of them there. So I'm left with 80 degrees to be split between these 2 equal angles. So you have to cut them in half, and that's where 40 degrees comes from. 40 degrees each. As opposed to an equilateral triangle. What do you know about equilateral triangles? Who knows anything about equilateral triangles? Share it with the wisdom. Latent equilateral triangles are,
All the sides are equal.
and that would make all sides what? They are the same, but if you have 180 degrees and you have three same sides, they have to be 60 degrees. No matter what size your triangle is, if it's equilateral, if all three of these are equal, every angle has to be 60 degrees. Whether it's a little teeny guy or a bigger guy, all three angles would always have to be 60 degrees. I feel like changing colors. Let's vote on it. How about green? Good call on your part. I don't really like green. It's kind of a putrid green. Emma Miller?
I don't understand how for number 2, I got 1 cent off.
Wow. I'm gonna guess either you, well, it's the near cent. First of all, you can't round it to the near cent until you do the multiplication. So you have to actually, you multiply these together, correct? So 2.189 times 10.2. Again, we don't have to line up decimals with multiplication. Let's see how my multiplication is. 18, 1, 16, 17, 1, 3, 4. I put a bunch of zeros here just because I can. 0, 0, what? 9, 8, 1, 2. 8, 7, 2, 3, 2, 2. And it's 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 22.3278, right? And unfortunately, this is money. In money, we don't go past this place right here. But because stores don't want to get the short end of a stick here, they are going to round this number. This number will stay the same if this was 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, but since this is more than 5, you have to add 1 to that. Because this is more than 1/2 cent. This is 7/10 of 1 cent. If you put 2 of those together, you get 1.5 cents. Does that help?
Yeah. For number 17, I don't understand how it would become 0.
How it would become 0, Madison says. How would it become 0? I'll rewrite it over here so I have some room to work. We start with the easiest part first, the bottom. Do the bottom first. What is a negative 3 times a negative 4?
Positive 12.
Right. Positive 12, or just the 12, let's call it that. Up top, ladies and gentlemen, how many terms are up top? I've asked this question before. Remember, terms are separated by addition, subtraction signs, not parentheses. Yeah, this is 2 terms. So you simplify one term, simplify the other term, and then you add them together. Negative 12, nothing happens to that because it's just what it is. This one is 4 times 3, but there's 2 negatives. 2 negatives give you a positive. 3 times 4 is 12. Negative 12 plus 12 is nothing. And you can have 0 on top. 0 divided by 12 is 0. 0 divided by anything is 0. If you have nothing and you split it into 12 equal groups, guess what? How much everybody gets? I have no dollars, and I split it up amongst the 7th graders. Guess how much you're going to get? Nothing. You lose. You get nothing. To quote a famous person. So,
How do I do number 16?
I am 16. Oh, the old, what property are we talking about here? Here's where you have to be careful. You are distributing this negative 3, you're multiplying it by both of the terms inside the parentheses. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times positive 2 is negative 6. Happy days are here again, really they are. Don't let anybody fool you. Oh, we still have questions. I love it, Liv!
Question number 19.
We get close to the end. How many terms are there, Liv? 1. All this is multiplication and combining, or combining if you are a farmer. Who's the farmers in here again?
Emily.
Who?
Emily.
Oh, Emily. Oh, you are. Not Emmy, but Emily. You farm how many acres? Thousands, millions? You have hogs? Cows, cattle, chickens? Huh? Pigs and rabbits in that order. Do you ever feed the pigs the rabbits? Or do they not eat them? What do you do with the rabbits? Pray tell. People buy rabbits? It's not their, I mean, they're like, they reproduce so fast, I would think people would just give them away, because what do you do with them otherwise? What do people who buy your rabbits do? Just keep them as pets? Oh, see? Rabbits do? Have you eaten rabbits?
No.
Multiple times? You should bring some in to share.
No.
Alright, so here we go. Who asked this question again? Where was it? So, multiply the numbers together. What's 3 times 2? Multiply x squared gets multiplied with its little x friend over there. Don't forget, if it doesn't have an exponent, they're always ones. What is x squared times x? Right, because this is 2 x's multiplied by a third x. You get x cubed. This is 1y times another y, which is y squared. How many pounds would a good-sized rabbit be? They taste like chicken, right? Huh? What's the biggest rabbit you've ever seen? Did you get this big?
Yeah, they can.
Was it like a turkey and then you throw it in the roaster? Emma!
With number 18, I had gotten -2 over 2. But like, how do I know to do negative or positive when I make it 1?
Well, you've got -2 over 2, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. This is a fraction is a division problem. With multiplication and division, you just look at how many negative signs you have. If there's one negative sign, which this has, it's going to be negative. If there's 2, if this would have been a negative down there, then that would change to a positive. If it would have been a negative out here and a negative there and a negative there, an odd number of negative signs always gives you a negative answer. An even number of negative signs gives you a positive answer. So if it's -2 over 2, one negative makes the answer negative. Odds, evens, negatives. Madison! Gosh, same people ask the same
Number
question.
5. Instead of getting 2 fixed, I got 2 errors and I don't know what.
Yeah, you're not the only one. So did Lauren. Lauren, could you explain why that is?
Because I put 16 over 20, which I'm not sure why, but there's not 24 marbles in the bag. There's 24 red marbles. You have to go out how many marbles in the bag.
Did you get that, Siller? There are 24 red marbles. Boy, we have to go. All right. So here we go. First of all, you got to do 4. 3 red. Here's our ratio box. 3 red to 2 blue is a total of 5, right?
Yes.
There are 24 red marbles in the bag. How many blue marbles would that be? So then you go 3 times 8, 2 times 8. There are 16 blue marbles, which means there's a total of 40 marbles altogether in the bag. Correct? Is my math right? Occasionally I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm wrong. if one marble is drawn from the bag, what's the probability the marble is blue? So you want blue marbles out of total marbles. There are 16 blue marbles out of 40 total marbles. You divide those both by 8, you get 2/5. I wonder if tomorrow I will be like that one time when I was overjoyed. And you guys remember that one time you guys all did stellar on the test? It was like fantastically. Did you cheat? See, that's why I asked you if you cheated. Because the next time all the wheels fell off again. What was the difference in those two? Anybody?
Maybe we just felt it because we felt like we all needed this.
I don't know. I'm just wondering because it was like that was huge.
Did you say because Madison wasn't here?
Madison, are you going to be here tomorrow?
Yes.
All right. I'm still standing here. In case you wondered, anybody? That's all the questions you could possibly ask on that. Let's take a quick little look at what actually happened. Nothing about pyramids and edges, nothing about volume of a shipping box, nothing about Xena and Yoli, nothing about 12, which is the circumference of a circle, nothing about 20. I'm good with that if you're good with that, kids. I will never force you to ask a question ever in your life. Grace says, got one. Thank you. We like to leave no stone completely unturned. All right, let me look at number 11. Zip that. You don't know who? Yeah, well, let's do letter A first. First of all, it says, by the way, why do you think they use the names Xena and Yoli? X's and Y's. It says Xena says a number. Xena says a number. Yoli doubles that number. Okay, so you make a table. You are just taking whatever X is and doubling it. So, Grace, did you pick some numbers? What did you pick?
I picked 2, 1, and 0.
2, 1, and 0. If you double those, double 2, you get 4, double 1, you get 2, double 0, you get 0. That's your letter A. Write an equation for the function, starting the equation with y. Y equals, the question is, what did you do to this? What do you do to x? What did you do to x to get y every time? What you do, you multiply it by 2 every time. So y equals x times 2, but we don't usually write it like that in math. When it's multiplication, we put the numbers in front of the letters. Y equals 2 times x. So,
Would you accept the commitment as
I would have. But I will keep telling you to try not to until finally. It's like when in Rome, do as in Rome. When in math, please speak like a mathematician. At least that way you look smart, whether you are or not. Am I stopping?
Yeah.
I'll be your wait. Let's get to 34 minutes.